and welcome to episode 31 of Big Red Barrel's Geek Speak, your place for all your nerdy needs and stuff on bigredbarrel.com, I suppose. My name's Lauren, and with me as always is the Baroness of Butts, the Buttress of It's amorous Auntie Alex.
Not only you gave away my location, you are also a horrible Lauren.
I can beep the location, and no one will know.
Yeah, it doesn't. You can't.
You've got all the. You'll have all the stalkers that are listening, and they're because the ones that are like, oh, what fabrics do you wear? Cosplay? You'll have those ones, and they're like, oh, she's in triangulating, locating, must find. That's your life now.
Can I have Lauren back now?
Also, her with you can't have the sugar at work and that. It's Monica. It's Poker Monica.
Yeah, hello.
There you go.
I think it's also no salt.
Yeah.
No salt.
Yeah.
She decided to get rid of all the taste in her food. Period.
I'm trying to basically reset my taste buds.
What does that leave you? Do you just get to
all the flavors, all the
lick a
stuff.
sheaf of corn? Is that your day now? This is how you live.
It leaves me with beautifully tasting food still.
You know you get like the old farmers and they've got a sheet, the corn sticking out their mouth, or the wheat. That's it, the wheat sticking out their mouth. Is that what you do now? Is that you at work?
Yeah.
I'm off sugar and salt. I might as well eat this piece of wheat.
She's actually crying. You think she's laughing, but she's actually crying.
That
Jaffa cake, Monica?
Tasty.
No. Got my wheat.
It's a good thing I'm not going gluten-free as well, else I'd be in real trouble.
That's when you start chewing grass.
I would just be sitting there licking a rock.
This is the Geek Speak diet.
How's it going, Monica? I hate everything and everyone.
How's it going, Monica? Go die in a corner.
Stay away from my rock.
My rock.
Yeah, so Lauren is not here today.
I'm here.
You haven't noticed. She is. She just has a bad cold or something.
Yeah, I've got a cold. My sinuses and such. You know, Lauren's got a cold now, so I sound like this.
You sound like Coleman, you mean? You're Lauren that sounds like Coleman.
Well, I mean, you could. That is one way you could go about it.
Uh-huh.
But another way of going about it is that I'm not.
Okay, is this what Lauren with the cold sounds like?
Yes.
I'm really trying to figure this out.
And her brain patterns also go a bit weird, where I can't structure sentences in a very fast pace.
We need to double check you, Lauren. Be Welsh.
Shemai, a thai gal vastar bigal esquelo covaz.
Yep.
And that's how we lost Welsh listeners, if we had any.
What? It means hello, may I have a shepherd's pie, please?
Well, I'm slightly more disappointed by that.
I don't know how to ask for a licking rock either, so...
It's okay, I'll take your shepherd's pie.
Yeah, I'll take shepherd's pie.
Can I be Coleman now?
Yes, please.
Hi!
Oh, God. This is what happens when we invite boys on the podcast. No, I'm only joking. This is what happens when we invite you on a podcast.
Aww.
I say with love.
It's fun.
It's a funny way of saying you want your podcast to be edited all slapdash.
I love you, Coleman. Please edit us nicely and make us sound all good and clever and succinct.
I don't know if I've got that much time. So this is a show, is it? This is what
Yeah.
we do?
We're trying to get to that part. You're
Awesome.
supposed to be in control, and steering the ship.
I was just doing the intro. I was just being
God,
fake Lauren.
okay.
I'm not allowed to be fake Dan anymore, so I thought I'd jump over to the inner Lauren in me.
Monica!
Hello.
Please tell me about our wonderful time waster of the week.
It's me, apparently.
So the
It
time
truly is.
It's Chris. No.
Hi!
The time waster of the week I found is called doesthedogdie.com.
That's cheerful.
Well, if you're like me and you really like dogs, you don't like it when they get shot or killed or otherwise they die in the movie for whatever reason. So maybe you're gonna find out if the dog dies. I have stopped. There was a film I started to watch. I don't even know what it is anymore. It had Jean Reno in it. And within the first 10 minutes, this dog gets shot, and I just turned the film off. I was like, I'm not watching this.
So wait, the thing about it, you type in the name of the movie, and it tells you if there are no pets die, a pet is injured or appears dead, a pet dies, or whatever.
Yeah, and it sometimes tells you how the pet dies. Like, I searched for I Am Legend, which, by the way, made me cry a lot when his dog dies.
Yeah, that's the movie I stopped watching because I've realized the dog dies, and I was like, that's it. I'm switching
I'm
it off.
done. It doesn't get any better from there, to be honest.
I think I got 15 minutes into that film, fell asleep, started watching it again another day, fell asleep. And then in the end, I got so annoyed, I just skipped to the end of the movie and went, oh, that's what happens. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a great movie. Or like, Marley and Me.
Still haven't watched it.
Nope, no clue.
He has a dog. And at the
Does
end,
it die?
Yeah, well, of old age, you know. So it's nice.
Well, it was funny because when that film was coming out, there was always sort of like, it's a family film or a rom-com, one of those kind of things. It was, oh, look at the dog's lovely and all this kind of stuff. And then it came out and then people just, they were like, why is there so much horrible stuff in the world?
I was at my mum's when I watched the thing. I watched it with my mum's and we have some dogs. And I was just on the floor, rocking back and forth, crying, hugging one of our dogs. I go, I love you, doggy. I promise. I don't go ever.
This is a weird show.
I just thought it'd be fun. No, maybe not fun time. Maybe
It'd be fun to see if the dog dies.
Yeah. Maybe if you see a trailer that's like, I see a dog in the trailer, let's find out if the dog dies.
See, I tried this and I couldn't find, because I thought I'd look on Independence Day, because that's like my barometer of animals that die or don't die in movies, because there used to be an old thing of Boomer Lives. It would come, I think it was a Nostalgia Critic that would do it, and every time an animal would come up that looks in danger in a movie, he would like play this angelic movie and it would go, Boomer Lives, and it started with Independence Day, and then he'd squeal, and it was really funny. But I don't see Independence Day in this, so that's me completely thrown off.
We know what happens when you search for it. Does it just not come up?
No, it doesn't come up at all. There are 3,292 movies, and none of them are Independence Day.
Oh, was there a... Oh yes, of course, he had that big Labrador.
It was called Boomer.
Yeah.
There was the fire, and he was like running over the cars, and then you see the really bad CG reflection. And they're like, "Come on, Boomer, come on!" And then he jumps into an alleyway.
Yeah.
And then the fire goes past the alleyway, and it's like, "Oh, there's an alleyway there. I won't bother with that." So it just carries on going forward.
And then everybody...
Singular directional fire.
Everybody lives. It's like an episode of Doctor Who. Well, yeah, that's why it's a time waster. Maybe it's not. That's a shame it doesn't have bloody
Independence Day. It needs work.
Well, you should write in and be like, why is there no Independence Day?
Why is there, God damn it, does the dog doodah band die?
You can tweet at them.
Or I could talk to them on their Facebook page, apparently. It tells me so. They've got a lot of adverts.
Look, it's not a time, let's do something constructive with our lives of the week, now is it?
No, it's not.
Look, we've gone through 292 movies about whether or not animals die in them. Now watch them. So we get a right to stick all these adverts on the page. We need some damn money for this.
It's like, what movie was it? Oh yeah, in Knocked Up, where the guy runs a website where he lists films by which actress or actor gets naked in them.
That actually exists.
Well, why am I not surprised?
Oh no!
I think it's called Dr. Skin.
That'll be next week's Time Waster.
There you go.
And it's just like Mila Jovovich, every single movie ever.
Yay.
She gets naked. She really likes getting naked in movies, doesn't she?
I don't think that's her just going, I've really got to get me some naked roles. I'm pretty sure that's a director's choice.
I'm pretty sure she could be like, no, I don't want to get my kid off. It's like in Fifth Element, like, does it really give anything to the movie that she has to, like, bounce around naked for a bit?
Hey, afterwards they have sex in that thing, so...
14-year-old Chris Coleman says yes. I didn't have the internet then. Like, I wasn't as well versed in the world as I am now. All we had was Fifth Element and female wrestling. By the way, Dr. Skin is now a dermatologist site, so don't bother Googling that one. Unless you've got eczema. It's all itchy.
Oh, God. So looking at the agenda, is all of this still relevant without Lauren?
Fabulous Beasts, I can probably talk about that if you like.
Okay, well, talk with me about fabulous beasts.
Okay, so fabulous beasts
Are fabulous, aren't they?
They are fabulous.
So what is it? What do you actually do in that game? Because I saw some pictures of it, and it just looks like.
It looks like Animal Jenga.
Yes, that's exactly what I was. Or Animal
Which
Buckaroo.
pleases me. Animal Buckaroo. No, this is a game about stacking animals, to put it simply.
In a fabulous manner.
In a fabulous manner. You've got to throw sparkles up in the air, you've got to wear feather boas. It's awesome. That's why I had a good time playing it. But this is one of those Kickstarter-y type games. They're looking for some help to start it up. And you've got like a pedestal, and you link that up with either a tablet or a phone or some kind of Android device thing. So, once you've done that, the aim of this game is you have all these different pieces, like animals and add-ons and all these other kind of things. And they all have near-field communication readers, chips and readers within the pieces. So if you pick up, say, an elephant, and then you put the elephant to the pedestal, it will register that you're going to place an elephant down. Then when you place it on the pedestal, it will appear in the game on the tablet. And it will have an awesome rating assigned to it. The idea then is someone else will, because you'll have a team of, you'll either be playing on your own or have a team of up to 5 people.
Okay.
They're all working together as well. This isn't a competitive game. This is one to work together with. The next person will pick up an animal and do the same. And if their animal has a higher or lower awesome level, so if you put I think it was an elephant. You put that down, it has an awesome level of 6. If you put a warthog down, it has an awesome level of 3. Mm-hmm. But because there's a higher level of awesome, that then sups some of the awesome level from the smaller awesome level animal.
It's because Warhog gets jealous of all the fabulousness of the elephant.
Exactly that.
Okay.
So yes, by putting something with a stronger, fabulous level, it will sup all the fabulous from the room. And the lower the level gets, the more likely that animal is to go extinct. So then there's other pieces that you will stack on top of those, and in the game it will fuse those two animals together and create a fabulous beast. So it'll create a brand new animal out of those two, and it will look all types of awesome.
Oh,
we had a flying shark at some point.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the point is, you're meant to get this tower of animals as high as you can and rack up this massive awesome score. And if it falls down, you have, 5 seconds to all try and stack it up again. If you don't, then you lose the game.
Yeah, that never happens. Everyone just, as soon as that 5-second timer goes off, everyone starts grabbing things and trying to put them on a pedestal. So of course nothing fits together and everything just continues falling. It's just disaster.
I don't know if I'm one of those people, if I drop something, my hands immediately go in the air. And I'm like, oh no, what did I do? So, if I'm playing this game, I'm useless at that point. I then have to back out for everyone else to do it. But yeah, it looks really cool. I backed this a couple of weeks ago, so I was actually looking forward to getting my hands on this and actually seeing
Which
what I'm
level
paying.
did you back? Did you back the one that comes with the pedestal and with the animal?
I got the early bird, so yeah, it comes with all the pieces.
And the pedestal?
Yeah, and the pedestal. No extra pieces.
What kind of extra pieces are they planning to
No
make?
idea. I didn't read through them. No, I literally came on because I saw a video from somewhere else. I went, oh, that looks really cool. I'm going to look out for that. Maybe we can get it for Tabletop Tuesday one day. And Tim had already worked this out. And then someone just went, oh, Fabulous Beast Kickstarter is live on Twitter. So I clicked on the thing. I was like, oh, this game. And then they have 500 early birds for people to get the full package at a discounted rate. They have 500 available, and it was at $4.99. I was like, oh, okay. Oh my God, quickly, back that.
Yeah,
So did you manage it?
Yeah. I'm all early birded up and waiting for them to hopefully get funded. I think they're at 60% of their funding at the minute, and they're halfway through the campaign.
Yep.
So it's looking good. Although the campaigns do tend to slow down a bit after the first week.
Initial rush, yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I'm kind of on the fence. I really liked it and I had fun, but the one that's really worth getting is the one with the pedestal, because without a pedestal, you just get the animals that you can just stuck at your own leisure, but they don't get the game.
Yeah.
But that is £69 at the moment, and I'm like, oh!
In fairness, there's a lot of technology in there.
It is.
And all the pieces, they have NFC near-field communication chips within them. So if you look at them like they're amiibo, you're actually saving money.
It is true, yeah. And all the pieces are 3D printed and they're designed to fit everything, and everything stacks together. I mean, it's the point where it's just yesterday was Tabletop Tuesday, and we did the whole campaign, and a lot of guys played, and then we stayed late in the bar at some point just trying to stack different arrangements of animals, just not even playing together, but just trying to like, okay, so the bear is the same height as the eagle when you put them together, and then you can put this one in it, or maybe you can build a tower of these things, you know? And it's really cool because they have a geometry to them, but the geometry is not as, oh, this is triangle and it has eyes and ears, so thus it's a bear. No, it's a proper bear, but there are hidden flat surfaces on which the bear can be balanced, and they fit together with other pieces that they have in the game. And so then you realize that, you know, if you put two other pieces that don't look like they fit anything together next to the bear, you form completely flat plane at the top, which you can build on something else, and it's just going around and just constantly rotating things and putting them together, and which obviously complicates by the fact that you have to look at the app because your animals start to lose their fabulousness, so you need to give them, you know, their buffs to raise their fabulousness and so on. And then you have those miracles that kind of make it a bit more complicated because they add like little distractions, like they're silly distractions. They add either a timer or something that you have to click on the pad while you're placing something on the pedestal and so on. So
Oh, wow.
it's a whole crazy thing.
I found the pack I got. It's £49. The core edition, you get 24 artifacts, the platform, the app, and any unlocked stretch goals.
Yep.
And then it's an extra £10 to get that at a normal level.
Yeah, well, me and Tim were actually talking about it yesterday, and he was like, well, how long do you think it's gonna live? Because essentially that's the game. You stack animals together in an app. And I actually think it's gonna live for quite some time, because all they have to do is release new animals, and everyone's gonna want them because they look so good, and they stack in so many different ways, and you just spend there forever stacking them and seeing how they, you know.
To be honest, this is probably going to get played like a couple of times at home for me. But what I didn't get this to be at home. I got I backed this because as soon as I saw this, I thought this is going to be great when I go home to my folks and we have Christmas and we want to do something silly. But also, like, because when I go back to my home, like all my school friends and stuff, they've all got kids now. And I thought this is going to be great for them. Just turn up with this random game that they get to play and they can play and they're going to love it. And yeah, I just thought it'd be a good one to take around to other people more than play myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a nice party game.
It does look like a really nice party. And to be honest, everything about it's nice. The apps looks really nice. The animals, the artwork is very simple, but it's very nice. And then, you know, you merge the animals together and you have a toucan on its legs or a flying shark or, you know, whatever. And then they get fabulousness, so they get, you know, more colorful feathers or something, you know. So it's
cool.
it does change. And all the figures, you know, they're also really, really nice looking figures. And they're only 3D printed, but still. And then you have the chips and the stand that has quite nice design, and it all goes together, and it's a really nice looking game.
Yeah, what they're proposing for the finished product, it does look really nice. I rarely get really excited about tabletop games. Usually it's if it's a licensed property, like the Portal game I got really excited about, even though I have no clue how to play it.
Played it once, yeah?
Yeah, I tried once and then I went, no, can't do it. And now, but it looks great on the shelf. But and the same with Einstein Edison, it looks really nice, but it's so complicated. But this is one that I thought that looks so simple. I love it. And this could be a party game. You don't have to particularly be a tabletop game fan to go, oh, I want to play this. This is something for everyone. It's something silly. It's something cool. And there's octopuses and sharks, and you could make Sharktopus.
And the cool thing about it is that I think it's like a mystery of the game Freeze. You're just always forever chasing that high score, and it's the same with that one because there's so many combinations of how to buff your animal's fabulousness and how to get the high score. And we were talking to the developers, Tim and Chris. Funnily enough.
We both have pretty common names.
But yeah, I was talking to them about it, and they were speaking about the high scores they got, and the highest score they have at the moment is like 14,000. The highest score we managed to get during Tabletop Tuesday on that day was about 500, and the highest I think I've ever gotten while playing together with someone was about 200 something.
Oh wow.
So you can really see and I mean, the cool thing about it is that actually the towers don't get very tall. It starts falling apart quite fast, you know, and that is exactly the point. They don't want you to build a huge tower. It's not Jenga.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's Jenga-like. I'm sorry, Coleman. So they do actually want you to really figure out what combinations to use to make that score go up. And I think that is essentially going to be something that you're just going to be sitting there forever scratching your brain. Is like, if I add the boar to the bear and then I cross them together and then I add this miracle and this is going to happen. That kind of thing.
Miracles? Oh, because you can...
Yeah, it's those additional, they give you bonus points, but there are 2 miracles at the moment. One is acting like a distraction, so you need to press something or keep an eye on something on the iPad, and the other one is basically a time limit. So it starts the timer.
Oh.
It's brutal.
Brutal. Would you like to know how the Kickstarter's doing at the moment?
Yes, please.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so they need to... Oh, it just jumped up as I was looking. They need to raise £150,000. They have suddenly... They have currently raised £94,788 at this time with 1,312 backers. So if this sounds interesting, you'll probably want to Google Kickstarter Fabulous Beasts, or probably just Fabulous Beasts, or go onto Kickstarter.com and search for Fabulous Beasts. One of those should take you to Fabulous Beasts, and I'm pretty sure Alex will put it in the description because she always does that.
Will do.
Yeah, in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I recommend it. Go do that, and because it's more likely to succeed, and then I'll definitely be able to buy my copy. That's what's important in life, that Coleman gets the toys.
More amiibo-like toys.
More amiibo-like toys for me.
It sounds like something I'd love to have a copy, but it also sounds more like something I would love a friend of mine to have a copy of. Because we just don't have, we just wouldn't, like, we try not to buy stuff that takes up space.
You would have a heart attack if you entered my living room. You literally would.
You've been in mine.
Yours is fine.
Yeah, okay. Times that by 10. That's our living
Oh,
room.
wow.
Did you see all my Batmobiles in the attic?
No.
That's like a quarter of what I have.
Can we talk about X-Files?
Yeah.
If you want, I haven't watched X-Files for a very long time.
But have you seen
you
some
planning?
of the old ones?
I hear it's back. I wasn't particularly excited. I don't like when TV shows go away for ages, come back, and then they're actually not that very good, and everyone said that this isn't very good, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, I've never really watched X-Files, and then this just happened to come on, and I watched it, and, do you care about spoilers, anyone?
No, not really.
No. Like, I mean, nothing much happened in the episode.
Well, didn't they discover that basically all the work that they've done throughout the years was a lie?
What? That's an outrage and a spoiler.
Well, that's what they
I can't believe
think.
my ears.
Which I find really bizarre, because, like, I was talking with Ollie about this. We watched it together last night. And so Mulder spends all of 9 bloody seasons being like, no, aliens are a thing. Aliens are real. I believe in it. They see aliens. There's episodes with aliens and crazy stuff. And all of a sudden he's like, no, it was man all along. It's like, wait, what? How do you...
I know.
How do you just get however many years, and clearly in the start of the episodes it builds him up as like still being a bit of a nutcase about aliens, and like he's got his big pinboard of conspiracy theories and everything, and all of a sudden he's like, no, there was never aliens that did all the abduction, it was peoples, and peoples are evil, and
Aliens are people!
aliens are people, and then at the end Scully's like, but I have alien DNA.
But you see, that's the thing I found really confusing, is that they go, there's this conspiracy and it's all set up for people, and this thing is ties into conspiracy, and this crisis ties into conspiracy, and how we're a consumer society is tied into conspiracy, and then they'll go, so what's this conspiracy about? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, how do you know that all these things then tie in the conspiracy if you don't know what the f***ing conspiracy is about?
They said the conspiracy is rule the world. Like, that's what they're trying to do. Rule the world.
I'm annoyed by this I'm gonna rule the world plan.
Yeah, it's like,
because literally people have just, they're like, oh, we need a bad guy. What's the worst thing that can happen? Someone is gonna rule the world, and they don't give a second thought about it, and they don't expand on anything, and it's just like, well, if he wants to rule the world, he must be bad.
Yeah, it's like, what if he just has really good admin systems set up? But anyway,
I know.
Who would want to rule the world? Like, that'd be so difficult. Can you imagine managing that?
No,
it
why would you
like,
want to?
Yeah, like, look at Risk. People can't even hold bloody Russia, let alone dominate the world.
I think, as bad as it is, Die Hard 4.0 has the best bad guy until Timothy Oliphant, because he isn't like, I need to rule the world. He's just like, America's security is flawed, and I'm going to show them how flawed it is so I can basically get employed. They should have more enemies like that. Practical enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that bad guy has a reason for what he's doing. The bad guys who want to rule the world, I'm like, what? That makes no sense, dude. Why would you want to do that? And how'd you even start wanting to rule the world?
See, I've heard with this one, because I haven't watched the new X-Files yet, but I was told that there's still the problem of Scullabob doesn't believe in aliens. And she's like, I don't believe in aliens. It's like, weren't you abducted by aliens? And weren't you given cancer by an alien? And weren't you impregnated by an alien? Well, this is the thing.
Yeah, so she was... Because I couldn't remember.
Killed by cancer from aliens.
So she had cancer, and they cured her with some like alien technology. To which apparently she was
aliens.
She was. To which apparently she was just like, "Oh, cool. Well, look, you can cure cancer.
Yeah.
Cool, let's carry on. I'm not a doctor who cares about cancer being cured."
She's like, I have literally seen alien technology. However, they don't exist.
Yeah. but at the end, she's like, "But I have alien DNA," and it's like a big.
Which I think we knew since about 15 minutes in the episode. We're like, yeah, she has alien DNA.
Yeah, like the moment she does the blood test herself, it's just like, oh, okay.
To be honest, I stopped watching after the episode with Giovanni Ribisi and Jack Black because I was like, this isn't going to get any better.
There's some great X-Files episodes. And...
Yeah, I wasn't into X-Files as a kid.
I
can't remember how old I was. I was like 10 when this came out, so...
I was into it because my mum was really into it, so I ended up watching it.
See, my mum was into Star Trek, and that just made me hate Star Trek.
My mum was into ER.
Wait, back then, or?
Yep.
Was that
back then.
Thing? Oh, God.
For George Clooney?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Oh. He was quite dreamy.
He was indeed. Less dreamy when he's married.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I thought men are meant to be, like, more desirable when they're married.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what like every married man's ever told me. Quickly throw that out there. Blokes down the pub, they go, see this ring? Gets me so much.
You're like, that's great, mate. That's great.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. I don't know if that's just a gospel thing or what. So X-Files.
Yeah, it was really weird seeing them be old. It made me quite sad. Like Scully turns up and it's like, oh no, go away. No, you're still beautiful, but no. It's like it makes me sad.
Well, he looks so old now, and I have not seen a couple of last seasons of Californication, so it took me aback. And I was like, oh, David.
He hasn't aged too bad. I think he aged a bit better than she did.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, they both look good. And, I don't know. I didn't much enjoy his acting, to be honest.
I didn't like anybody's acting in that whole episode.
All of them were a bit just like wooden.
Yeah, it was like, here is a statement, here's another statement, statement, emotion, statement, thing, oh. And then they all talked really fast, like when they were doing the exposition about the plot, it was so fast, like I could barely keep up. Then everyone spoke so fast.
It's the unimportant things that they say very slow. As soon as they started talking about conspiracy, it's like...
It's like, say it really quickly so they don't notice that we're talking bullshit. Blah, 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 blah.
I think that's more just because it's a product of its time. It's something that was created in the 90s and it was meant to be fast within a time limit and, you know, creature of the week features and all that kind of stuff. It's stuff that's not really done now. Because if you look at TV now and we get spoiled with things like Breaking Bad and Narcos and, you know, the world of Netflix as well. And a lot of TV shows now are movie quality or higher. When you try to reboot something from the early, mid, late 90s, it doesn't quite translate in the modern day if you try doing it in the same way to appease fans.
But I rewatched...
That's why I worry about Twin Peaks.
Yeah, but I rewatched a bunch of episodes recently of X-Files, and they were fine, they were great. There was nothing...
Fair enough.
Nothing wrong with them. I am also really worried about Twin Peaks, because actually we watched Twin Peaks all the way through fairly recently. I think I talked about it in another podcast, because the big DVD box set came out.
Yep.
And some bits of it are really slow, really boring. And then we watched Fire Walk With Me and that was awful. And if it's it was just the most
The documentary's really good though.
I didn't see the documentary.
Yeah, like the making of.
Oh, that'd be cool to watch.
Yeah, I think when Twin Peaks comes out, I'm going to avoid it until it's entirely come out. And then if everyone goes, yeah, it was really good, then I'm going to check it out.
I'd quite like to watch it as it's coming out. Like, I think it's quite good fun when there's a new show on TV to just, like, watch it as it's developing. Because then you're not worried about Twitter or anything like that. It's like when people wait to watch Game of Thrones. It's just like, why would you do that? Just watch it, you know.
Well, that's never been a problem. I've met, you know, if I really don't want, Lauren's the same as me, really. If we really don't want something to be spoiled, we can somehow avoid it. Like Daredevil, for a hot minute, everyone was talking about Daredevil on Netflix. And we went like 2 months before we actually watched it and sat and watched all of it. And, you know, nothing was spoiled. No one had told us anything. We didn't see spoilers on Twitter.
Yeah, I think people are good about not spoiling, but it's just fun to be able to be part of the conversation. Like if at work people were talking about stuff and you have to go,
See, I work with a lot of old people.
Oh.
Yeah, I work with people who don't watch this kind of things.
Oh.
People that aren't cool.
See, within, you know, the first few days of Star Wars in the office, it was like, okay, wait, who's seen it? You seen it? Okay, you two go away. Oh my god, I can't believe died.
Well, Carmel, you'll have to bleep that.
I accidentally spoiled it for someone because they were joking about Star Wars and I didn't realize he hadn't seen it.
Oh no.
And I will bleep this part out, but I literally just went, gets fucking to the and he just stopped for a minute. He's like, I haven't actually seen it. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought we were joking because you'd seen it.
You should have played it, cool.
He just went, no, it's okay, I don't care, but still, I haven't seen it.
Can actually, now that we're on the topic of TV shows, can I talk about Lucifer briefly? Because we talked about it last week.
Oh, please do.
So, Bleezy Boy talked about Lucifer on the last episode, and I did go and watch it. I think 2 episodes, and the 3rd one just came out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love Castle. Let's just face it. Well, before Beckett and Castle hooked up, that show was great, and I loved it. So, hey, I'll take more of it in some other form. So, just to recap, Devil decides to quit hell, and he starts a bar in Los Angeles, and somehow falls into solving crime with this detective chick who is the only one who's resisting his charm, and he's strangely fascinated with her, and he wants to figure her out. The cool thing about it is Tom Ellis, Lucifer, he's just a good devil. Like, I look at him, I was like, yeah, that's what I want devil sound like. He's not like menacing or anything. He's the part about it I really like is that he doesn't really lie in that show. Everyone is asking him like, oh, how'd you do this? How'd you do this? And he's like, well, I'm devil. You can't kill me. You can't shoot him. And the thing is, no one believes him. And he's like, oh, you're not gonna believe me, but I'm immortal. And they're like, yeah, but how'd you do this? I am devil. You can't kill me. When are you gonna get it? And so he's really charismatic man who cracks jokes and and I mean, he's a bit of one note kind of actor so far. It's just that kind of, you know, one cheeky smile full of jokes about how I'm the devil and I can do whatever I want, and kind of fake moral stories or whatever. But the idea is that spending time not in hell is changing him, and for good, for better, which is ultimately for worse, because he is the king of hell. And so that's where they're going with it. The problem with this is that apart from him, there is literally no one that touches me whatsoever. Okay, there's a little girl who's adorable and really funny, but she, like, appears there for, like, a hot second, and that's it. And the main character, she's just incredibly one-faced, wooden, has no personality at all. She's one of those you look and it's like, she's basically Bella Swan. She's like, why does everyone fall in love with her? She's just...
I hated those movies so much.
Yeah, so she's pretty much like this character, always the same facial expression. Even when she's like fake flirts with him, it's exactly the same facial expression. It's like, how'd you fall for this, Lucifer? Like, it's so wooden. So she is a bit,
because his powers don't work on her.
Yeah. So for some reason, that's fascinating. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be one of my bad TV shows that I watch just before I fall asleep, because I don't care if I miss something.
See, a friend of mine got me into the idea of this, because we were doing a pilot for another show centered around comics and stuff, and the topic of Lucifer being in pre-production came up. So Lucifer's a spin-off of Sandman, so that immediately got me excited, because they are working on a Sandman TV show that's going to have nothing to do with this Lucifer. But Lucifer is a Vertigo property, a DC property. So yeah, I was quite excited until I saw the DC TV shows that were coming out. And then I think one of the previews came up on Hulu, and I watched it, and there's the one line that went, I don't think I need to see this, when she goes, Lucifer, is that your stage name? And he goes, God-given, I'm afraid. Wink. Oh no, come on.
Kill it with fire.
It's all of it, and I think and I'm okay with it because it's so self-referential. Like, he knows it's bad. The TV makers know that this joke is bad because everyone knows that it is bad, and that makes it slightly better rather than they, ultimately thought that it was a joke.
Painfully awkward for everybody involved.
Yeah, so you're like, oh god, I can't believe you said that, but okay.
Do you reckon actors ever read lines and just go, oh, really? You want me to?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. A lot on that TV show.
I'm not sure, because I might give it a try after a few episodes come out. Like, again, I like binging stuff. But I'm thinking it might have that sort of campiness of a Buffy or an Angel that might...
Oh, don't you compare Buffy or Angel to that?
The thing is, if you watch Buffy and Angel, like, nowadays, they are pretty bad. But for some reason, they're pretty good, and you don't know why, and you keep watching them. They're kind of like
amazing.
They're like junk food TV shows. And I'm not talking like reality TV show, sinful watching sort of thing. It's just like, this is quite bad. Like, the effects are bad, the makeup's bad, the acting's bad. Why do I like this so much? I think that's just the power of Joss Whedon, in fairness.
I don't know. I've been made to watch Take Me Out, and I'm just like horrified at television in general.
So I gave up on TV. I watch only like on-demand streaming stuff. Just completely axed it. I was like, no subscriptions, nothing. I hate the state of TV.
What TV has seemed to be recently is some channels are just the hairy bikers on loop, or top. I don't know why.
Sorry. Do you mean, it took me a minute then. Do you mean the TV show Hairy Bikers, or do you just mean there's a couple of hairy bikers?
No, the TV show.
I was just imagining channels and channels of hairy blokes on bikes. Some channels are just hairy bikers. Oh, okay. I was wondering what's happened in TV since the last 7 years.
Yeah, apparently lots of hairy bikers. Like the hairy bikers cooking thingy. They were doing some charity stuff, I don't know. And so it's that, or like just loads of food programs, which I don't mind so much. Sorry, am I making noise? No, okay. Or Big Bang Theory, just forever.
I don't like that show.
Never. I like it, but like I have seen every single episode like a bajillion times, and it's just not. After a while, it's like, yeah, no, this isn't funny anymore.
Yeah, I've had a mixture of either housemates or ex-girlfriends that have loved Big Bang Theory, and because of that, I haven't seen the previous two seasons. It stopped just after one of them went to space and then came back.
Oh, wow. God, that's really far back. Jeez.
Yeah, but like everything from the start in between that, I just hated. I was like, why am I subjected to this utter rubbish? It's just like, it's I don't know, it's like a perception of nerdy, geeky people in the view of the sort of 2.5 Men audience.
Yeah, people who
That's
don't
what
know
it feels
what nerdy
like.
geeky is.
Yeah, and it's very mean to guys. It's like, oh god, yeah, like Ollie made a good point. He's like, yeah, all the women are basically like mums in that they're just kind of constantly like,
gotta look after their man children.
Yeah, and like they are very, very man-childy, and like Lennon especially. I think Lennon is like one of my least favorite characters in the whole show. He's just annoying. I think there's some fun ones. I think there's some entertainment to be had from it. If you're a bit drunk and there's nothing else on telly, you can watch it.
Hey, they said for the 200th episode, Adam West is going to be on it, which is really annoying because now I have to watch another episode of Big Bang Theory.
There was
Monica, there is always Friends on, and that is by miles better than Big Bang Theory.
I can't see Friends on any channel.
That's when I stopped watching TV, when Friends seemed to be on all the time.
Yeah.
I used to love Comedy Central.
Yeah, Comedy Central was great. And then it was just 2.5 Men forever. And like, you can only watch so many episodes of that before you just want to kill yourself.
3.
Yeah.
3 episodes and then you're putting a gun to your skull.
Yeah. It's like, God, Charlie Sheen really is a twat. Is he not? I was going to say something else, but I'm being nice. So just really quickly, I heard something really funny the other day. Well, funny and sad. Apparently, you know those canned laughter tracks? So they were recorded in the early days of Hollywood. So, but
those people are all dead.
So they're all dead.
That was, have you ever seen a film called Man on the Moon?
No.
It's a Jim Carrey movie, and he's doing a biopic of Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Who was, he played Lutker in Taxi, if anyone knows what the hell that is. I'm quite old. But there's a point where he's like a stand-up comedian, and he wants to just work on TV, making kids TV. And he somehow ends up doing sitcoms. He's like, no, I don't want to do sitcoms. They're the work of the devil. There's canned laughter. There's no one laughing. They make you say that there's an audience there, but there's no audience there. That's canned laughter. And you know those people? They're dead. So yeah, I've heard that rumor a few times. I'm pretty sure they update the laugh tracks. I don't think that it's been the same one since like the
Why would they?
60s.
The newspapers are all the same newspaper.
Well, they're not the same newspaper. They have a set template. They have sets of templates that they'll tend to reproduce.
Yeah.
But that's down to prop companies.
Yeah, but they're still
canned
like
laughter,
almost the same newspaper.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure they'd have to update sound effects and laughter and things, because
Why?
otherwise it just wouldn't sound right.
Why? People still
Because it would
laugh
sound really
exactly.
tinny and weird.
But
It's called canned laughter for a reason.
But people still laugh. Canned laughter sounds just as annoying as it ever did. So I can well believe that it is.
We should
still...
put a laugh track on this episode.
Oh God, that would be so funny if you did that. Actually.
Thundercats and He-Man. And then Bare Naked Ladies plays and then credits.
Okay. Should we get to listeners' questions? Because we have 3 and not much time.
I thought it was a special 4-hour show.
Oh, okay, fine. We can go for it. You're the one who's editing this.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's okay. I'll break it into 4 episodes, and then you won't have to do any shows for like 3 weeks.
Yay! I mean, no,
That's
like
not how that works.
shows.
Is it not? I thought
No.
that's how Flicks was recorded.
I wouldn't know. So, Joe Black asks, Fallout 4 thoughts. Coleman,
That is a game, and I've played it.
what are your thoughts on it?
I just gave them.
Wow.
I don't have many. It's my first-person Fallout game I've not played since the PC days of old. It's a lot of people complained about things like bugs and glitchy bits and what have you. Those didn't really bother me. I liked the story. I liked that everything was quite... there was a lot of stuff that wasn't very explanatory, but a lot of stuff was. So I never felt like I was going the wrong way or doing the wrong thing when I was just messing around in a wasteland. And I'd always sort of steer myself into the next part of the story, okay? But then things like, it'll go, hey, you got to go build a base. Here's a couple of hints. Work the rest out for yourself. That stuff was a bit more annoying, but then I didn't really get too bothered about doing Minecraft in Fallout, so hey.
That's what I was going to say, because I was quite actually looking forward to it, because I thought, an RPG, and I'm finally done with Dragon Age now, and I kind of want to play a new RPG.
You're done?
Yeah, well, almost. I have to wait for Julia to finish Trespasser DLC, and then I'm done.
Until the next Dragon Age.
Until the next Dragon Age. That'd be in a couple of years. 2, 3, maybe 4. Oh. Anyway, so I was really excited about Fallout, and then, I heard that the dialogue wheel is a bit confusing, because it doesn't exactly tell you what you're saying. Yeah,
this is something where I'm a bit gutted that I'm a console player and not a PC player to the sort of high spec anymore, because it feels a lot like I tried to play Mass Effect 1 and I'd pick like an option and I'd get it would say something like argue and I'm expecting to just sort of get a bit of a comeback at a female reporter, and instead I punch her in the face. Those kind of outrageous things happen in Fallout, because it'll give you a bunch of dialogue options, but they're just clipped down versions of what you're going to say. So you go, oh, that looks pretty harmless. I'll say this sarcastic thing, but really you've just threatened to kill their mother and eat their babies. And you don't realize that's going to happen. Whereas someone's modded the PC version, so it will give you the full list of what you're going to say. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Mm.
Yeah, and another part is what you said, that there are some things about it that it doesn't explain, and I am really bad at understanding what games want me to do. Like, that's the reason why I had to replay Dragon Age, because I did not understand that the game wants me to romance people and how it wants to do it, and I figured it out after about 40 hours, and I went, right, that's how you do it. Okay, restart.
Also, someone modded a bunch of the mutant monstery things into Macho Man Randy Savage, which is awesome. Because that was my favourite thing in Skyrim, was the modded dragons that, instead of roaring in the distance as they come up to you, you "Oh yeah, dig it!" and that kind of stuff as they're coming towards you, wearing like giant pink cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
But you haven't finished it, Coleman, have you?
No. I actually rented mine because I wasn't sure whether I was going to enjoy it. Like I say, I haven't played any of the first-person Fallouts before, so I rented it for a bit just to kind of get in the conversation, and then I'm going to buy it when I've got a bit more time on my hands, pick it up again, and start again.
I'm not going to start playing it anytime soon because I try not to rush games, and I'm currently at the beginning of Borderlands 2, which is going to take me a couple of months to finish. And then I have pre-sequel. So, yeah. But if you want to tell us why we should play Fallout 4, please do, because I literally don't know if I want to, if I don't
spoiler,
want to.
I'm still not going to play it. But no, it's too big a game. I just don't have the patience.
Wait, but see... your reasoning is faulty here. You were absolutely fine with playing Witcher, which is a huge game.
Yeah, which I have still not finished.
I
did not know how huge it was gonna bloody be. If I'd known, maybe I wouldn't have started it.
Thing is, though, I preferred Skyrim over Fallout just because there's not as much you can do in Skyrim, but you kind of felt like you could go wandering around, because I've spent like 200 hours in that game and not completed it. I've been messing around for that long. Most of it spent creeping up on people and putting pieces of cheese in their pocket, because I love the idea of them getting home and going like, where does all this cheese come from? But because I always found stuff to do. But with Fallout, I kind of feel like I can't go wandering for miles and miles and miles away off the beaten track, because I get worried that I'm going to get in over my head or I'm going to get lost. But I think it's just because I don't understand the game as much as I do Skyrim.
Okay. I was watching the Heartsbury people play some Fallout 4. And it's fun. It's really fun to watch, but it's just like, here are all the little tiny items that you have to pick up because you can make something out of them. And my brain is just there going, I see, at least Witcher, I can go into a room, I go into whatever crazy psyche mode he has, Witcher senses, and stuff I can loot glows, so I can just walk into a room, go, whoa, and then everything is glowy or nothing is glowy. If nothing is glowy, it's like, cool, done here, walk out, it's fine. And whereas in Fallout, you don't get that. Okay, you can mouse over things or cursor over things, and it'll tell you what stuff is in there, so you don't have to go and open the cupboard to see there is nothing or there is something. But it's just, you can't see if you've missed something. And that would drive me crazy. That would be like playing a point and click that is the size of the moon.
That's Fallout.
Because point and clicks drive me crazy, because it's like I must click on every single pixel because I can't tell what's a lootable item because it's all within the same.
Rub object A on object B and hope banana.
Yeah.
And then you have a LucasArts game.
But I love them because I'm so nostalgic about them, but I do find them infuriating. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna click forever now. Click, 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 click. Oh, I have an item. Click, 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 click. Like, I wonder if I can do something. Nope. Then my mum called me a game as a kid that was like Cluedo Mansion mystery solving game, and it was on the Mac, and it was just go from 3D room to 3D room and click on everything and hope that one of the places you clicked would give you a clue. So you had a timer, so you just go to this room, click on everything on the screen, go to next room, click on everything on the screen, go to the next room. And I played this for hours, and I'm not sure if at any point my mum was like, maybe I should just like get her a puppy or something.
Okay, Diarmuid asks. I'm trying my best here, guys.
It's like you'd faded out for a moment and then went, anyway.
I'm really trying
crazy.
here.
It's so good.
Diarmuid asks,
Which Super Bowl movie trailer has you most excited? Okay, so Super Bowl trailers. Number 1, we have Gods of Egypt, where Gerard Butler is being his typical self in Attila, and what's that movie where he's King Leonidas? I forgot. Oh, 300.
300.
Pretty much the same thing. And then you have Nikolai Coster-Waldau, who is a one-eyed Jamie Lannister, or is there something on his head? I don't even remember. Anyway,
you have lost me.
I am. What?
You said Gerard Butler, and that was enough to make me switch off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't care. It looks CGI gods fighting gods. I've lost interest. Moving on.
He seems like a man that could be an amazing actor that does terrible films. But anyway.
Yeah.
He just says bad agent.
Okay, Alice Through the Looking Glass. I love you, Tim Burton, but enough.
Pass.
Tim Burton's not making this one, he's just producing it.
Oh,
but
who's making it?
He started it.
Who's making it?
I think he's just a producer on it. I don't actually know who's making it, and directed James Bobbin.
Who's that?
James Bobbin.
That is such a name.
J Bobbo, we call him.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you're never going to be able to win me over with any other Alice in Wonderland movie other than the original Disney cartoon, because to me, that cartoon is perfection and I love it. And I have seen it about 300 times, and anything that remakes, and the books, I love the books as well, anything that redoes Alice in Wonderland, that isn't Jeff Noon's Automated Alice, which is actually a great book. Anything else that tries to redo Alice in Wonderland can just go die in a fire, as far as I am concerned, because it needs not to be remade. It is perfect, it's there, it's just there. Please stop touching it.
I'd like a different take than this one. I don't like that the Mad Hatter's Scottish, for one, or Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just tired of Johnny Depp making faces.
Yeah. There was talks ages ago of American McGee's Alice getting a movie adaptation with at the time Sarah Jessica Parker. No, that's not her name. No, the other one. Sorry, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh right,
silly names for Sarah's.
That's better.
That's way
and
better.
I was like, with black hair and all this, I was like, that actually sounds really good, and it never happened. And then when they went, we're doing a twisted version of Alice in Wonderland. Okay. I like, Alice in Wonderland's pretty twisted in itself, but okay. And then they went, by Tim Burton.
You were like,
that's my head banging on the desk.
You know what? Tim Burton should just go back to making his beautiful plasticine animations. Because that is just pure genius, and I love them all, and I'd watch them all, but he just stops. I don't know.
You say that. I recommend watching, I think it was last year or the year before, his movie Big Eyes.
Oh, right. Yeah, I have not seen that, actually.
Yeah, I think Lauren recommended it on the show before, but again, it's a biopic about the woman who made
those paintings.
She makes the famous paintings with the really big eyes on them, on the kids, and
actually,
it's actually a really good film.
Had her trapped for a bit.
But Christoph Waltz is in it trying to be American, which is in itself hilarious. But ignoring that, the rest of the film's brilliant.
Okay, Captain America: Civil War. Yay!
Amazing.
Yeah, we're excited for that.
Yeah.
Watched this trailer like 5 times. So happy.
Yep.
Yay.
Yep, I'm excited for that. Pretty excited.
Not really.
Okay. Yeah, but you just don't. You hate all Marvel.
I do.
But Spider-Man's gonna be in it.
That just makes it worse.
And Ant-Man's got a mask that looks like Ant-Man's mask. And everyone's all excited because Spider-Man's going to be in it, and they haven't shown Spider-Man at all. And I just think that this big battle's going to happen, and then Spider-Man's just going to swing past and then go sup to the camera, like doing that head bob thing, and then just
disappear
go off,
forever.
and then that's it. Credits.
Yep. No, they finally showed properly everyone who is on whose side properly for the first time.
Except for Spider-Man.
Yep. And Ant-Man? Can you see Ant-Man in any of those things?
Maybe he's too
Ant-Man's
small.
on Captain America's side. But
no, I know he's there, but could you actually see him?
Yeah.
All right.
He's on Captain America's side. He's got his weird white helmet now. There's 6 people on Captain America's side, 5 people on Iron Man's side, and Spider-Man's missing, so make of that what you will.
I don't know Civil War, but it just makes no sense to me that Scarlett Johansson is on the side of Captain America, to be honest. But
she's on the side of the government.
Is she? Oh well. Anyway, Deadpool, yay!
Yeah, gonna go see this on Valentine's Day.
Yep, as everyone's seen it on Valentine's Day.
No, I'm going out for dinner and cocktails.
Whatever.
Well, la-dee-da!
No, I'm just I don't know. I'm gonna
No.
wait a bit to see it, I think, because I'm just not excited about it. I was talking to someone at work about this. It's like the new Harley Quinn as well, and just bleh, it's like, oh great, this is just like, let's heap a bunch of stereotypes together and then set it on fire and hope it works. And I kind of feel like what they've done with Deadpool.
I like that idea. I think that's how Michael Bay comes up with all of his scripts.
Oh god, no, Mike.
Put things in the same room, set them on fire. If there's stereotypes, quids in.
Speaking of Michael Bay, I'm gonna jump in, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh no.
Ah,
No,
again.
the previous one, I didn't even watch all of it, but it just looked awful.
How does it give it a sequel?
Well, because it did really well.
Did
Did
it?
it really?
It's a kids' movie. You don't have to watch it.
Oh, right.
Okay, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Who cares?
I do.
You think you do?
Yeah, I didn't like Cloverfield that much because it was a found footage film, but I like the idea of a kaiju movie essentially in in the Western world outside of Japan and done with proper CG and stuff. So I like the idea of Godzilla, but Godzilla wasn't really a Godzilla movie. It was, hey, look at the kid from Kick-Ass all grown up and and then every now and then Godzilla pops up.
Yeah, and then there's weird moths and babies. I still want to watch the original Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it.
Well,
yet.
if you've not seen it, then watch it. But I didn't like it just because it was a found footage film at the time. This one again, it's taking it's more of a what do they call it? A bottle movie. You know, everything's sort of taking place in one area, and then later on it expands out.
It's okay, I don't mind that.
It looks to be something like that. I'm guessing, but I'll check this out. Probably not in the cinema. It'll be a home release again.
Okay.
Unless everyone suddenly loses their minds after seeing it in the cinema, then I'll have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no one's gonna lose their minds about this story, The Jungle Book. Let's look at a bunch of CGI animals.
No. Again, the cartoon, Disney's cartoon version was beautiful and had fantastic music, and it never needed to be remade again. There was George of the Jungle, what more do you need?
Bill Murray plays a bear. I want to see this.
Like a mummy by now.
Did you not watch the Bill Murray, the Christmas holiday special thing he did? A Very Murray Christmas.
No.
No.
It's awesome. I'm going to see this. Jon Favreau's making Jungle Book. That alone is a premise. You know, Christopher Walken plays King Louis. At some point, he's got to go, "I'll do," and I want to see that.
What if he doesn't?
Well, then Bill Murray's a bear. Did you not listen?
Was Bagheera female or male? Because I thought she was female.
No.
Bagheera's a male.
Yeah, it's a dude.
Really? Was she always a dude?
Yeah.
Yep.
Always a dude.
Man, I must have had some weird Russian translation.
A lot of people got mad that Scarlett Johansson's playing Car. I'm really not too bothered.
I don't care.
She's got a nice voice.
Wasn't it
fine.
the voice of Winnie the Pooh in the original cartoon?
Yeah, and the guy who was also confusingly as a child for me, he was the snake sort of
In Robin Hood.
Yeah, the snake in Robin Hood with the exact same voice.
Yeah. Which is really bizarre.
Oh, I love Robin Hood.
Oh, I love Robin Hood as well. You watch it again nowadays, it's like, oh my god, everyone sounds so English. So
It's done really
painfully
well, though.
English. But in a good way.
Who doesn't sound English? That's right, Jason Bourne.
Oh.
I'm assuming. I've never seen him. Ever.
Tried the first one, couldn't get along with it.
Oh, I love the Bond
Never bothers
films.
with the others.
I love the 3 Bond films I have. His name. Matt Damon. Sorry, my brain.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. The second Bond.
Will he ever live that down?
I don't know. No, never. He's never lived that. He's never lived it down. I love the second Bourne film. I've seen it loads of time. I think it's great. I went on a massive rant about it when we talked about James Bond and how like that second Bourne film was a better James Bond spy action-y thing than like most recent James Bonds. So I don't know. I probably won't go see it in the cinema, but I'll definitely watch it. I completely.
I'll probably give this a miss.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I just noticed they keep sticking Alicia Vikander into everything recently. Just her name pops up in all the movies.
Who?
Alicia Vikander, she's the robot girl in Ex Machina. She was the
she's
girl
pretty
in the
popular now,
Danish
yeah.
Girl. Yeah, so they just stick her into every single movie. Anyway, Independence Day Resurgence.
Do not care at all.
Do not care.
Nope.
Why
Fudge off.
would they do that?
Again, Independence Day was like a massive film when I was a kid, and I loved it as a kid. And multiple viewings. I think the last time I watched it was probably about 2010. And that was the last time I watched it because I went, wow, this is actually a really bad film.
Oh,
I never
it's
noticed.
not a bad film. It's a fantastic film.
Again, bad acting,
No.
bad set pieces. Like the effects were great at the time, but that's all it was. It was just like big effects. It's actually a pretty flawed film.
No, it's great.
But Boomer
got-
lives, and that's
Boomer-
okay. The dog
and-
lives, Monica.
And
It's
got
fine.
that guy who is Chaos Man's dad. Oh my god, what is wrong with me and names?
What?
The guy who is the Chaos Theory dude in Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, because he's an Independence
And then
Day.
his dad.
His dad is just like the most Jewish old man ever. It's like, how
And
many
then
Jewish
a tie-in-
stereotypes can we say? You just have schmuck and all the other ones.
And then a tie into earlier, Judd Hirsch, who plays his dad, was also in the movie Taxi. Not the movie, sorry, the sitcom Taxi that had Andy Kaufman in it.
Oh.
So there you go. There you go. It's all coming around to Independence Day and Taxi.
I don't know, I really like the original Independence. I don't want them to make a new one. It's like, it doesn't need a new one. It doesn't need any retelling. It doesn't need anything more. Like, it's done. The story is told. They beat the aliens, we're hey, done.
Also, Independence Day catapulted Will Smith from sitcom kids TV show sitcom star to major movie blockbuster dude. And then they were like, okay, here's resurgence. Here's a website that will show you the timeline of what happened between that film and this film, which is actually a really good idea. And they're like, okay, I think in 1997, they're just like, yeah, Will Smith died. It's like, okay.
What?
Yeah. Because in this one, it's meant to be his son taking his mantle.
I don't like his son. I've seen his son in a couple of movies.
And Jeff
he
Goldblum's
is
on the moon
not-
for some reason.
I can't believe we spent so much discussing this movie. Whatever. Like, seriously, whatever. Anyway, X-Men Apocalypse.
Could not give a flying fig, but I'll probably watch it when it comes to home release. X-Men movies are pretty poor.
I don't know. I've never really loved any X-Men, but I tend to watch them and enjoy them when I watch them in that second.
Yeah.
But it has Oscar Isaacs, and I'm kind of in love with Oscar Isaacs. Although he is very blue in this movie.
Yeah, he doesn't look like Apocalypse. He looks like Ivan Ooze, from what I remember of the photo shots. But you don't really get that good a look at him in the trailers, I don't think, compared to what you see in Entertainment and
I
that.
don't know, maybe because he looks bad.
But I love X2. I can't remember. I think it was just X2, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Kind of subtitle. But all the other films, there are bits I like, but I don't think they're great films at all.
Oh, I like X-Men is like the thing I like so much more than the Avengers and stuff like that. Because as a kid, yeah, sorry. Because as a kid, I grew up watching the X-Men cartoons, the 90s ones. Yeah, I loved them. Whenever it was on, I would spend my summers at my grandma's, and my grandma had Cartoon Network, which we didn't have back at home.
Mm.
So I would watch Dexter's Laboratory and Cow and Chicken and Ren and
Oh god,
Stimpy
childhood.
See, I think that's why I don't like the X-Men films, because I hated, as a kid, because I read a lot of Marvel and a lot of DC. Marvel was my big one, though. DC was more my parents. But I hated X-Men and I hated Fantastic Four. And I just can't get along. I just thought they were the most boring things in the world when I was a kid, compared to all the other comics that I had.
See, I never read the comics because we didn't have those comics in French, because why would we? Because we had good comics instead. Oh,
But I didn't like the TV shows either. The
TV
cartoon
shows
for
were great.
X-Men.
It was so good.
I think that I've come to appreciate them now, because it's a great way of taking all this, because they stay really true to the comic books, but give it that sort of 90s twist at the time.
Yeah.
But at the time, I just didn't like it. There was something about the lip syncing that was off, and I didn't like the particular style of
when
it.
you're a kid, you just don't notice that. As a young
Well, I was a kid, and I
preteen
did notice that
Oh,
stuff. I used to just absorb cartoons, and I could, and then certain ones I would just reject, like Moomins.
Oh, I love Moomins. What is wrong with you?
Oh, I hate the
love
Moomins.
the Moomins so much.
Because the lip syncing's off in the translation from French to English. Or is it French or is it Dutch? I can't remember. I might be
I
mixing
thought
up
it
with
was like
Smurfs.
Swedish.
I can't remember. I thought I thought it was an ugly looking cartoon, and I thought the lip syncing was really weird.
I never liked
So
the
X-Men.
Smurfs. I was like one of the few
And
French
that's why
kids.
I don't like X-Men, Monica,
Yeah,
because I didn't
because
like the Moomins.
No, but the cartoon was great because I spent half my time going oh, Campbell, he's so amazing, and then drawing ideas of what X-Men I would be if I got to be an X-Men. Spoilers, my X-Men power was shape-shifting because I thought that was badass.
So you must be happy that Jubilee's in the new movie then.
I love Jubilee, she was so cool. Her power was so rubbish, but it was so great. It's like, I can do fireworks!
Sparkles!
I hate Jubilee.
I
God.
love Jubilee in the cartoon. She was great, they're all great. Rogue was great. Rogue was actually like quite,
Proper rogue?
yeah, like badass and cool and powerful. I didn't like how in the film she was just like,
She's just like, I'm a scared 13-year-old girl.
and they still had all the relationships going and they had all the cool stuff, and like, you know, Gambit was always flirting after Rogue, but like Rogue kind of like Wolverine, but Wolverine was like, oh, Jean Grey, you're the best. Boo, 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 boo.
By the way, as far as I'm concerned, Gambit is the coolest X-Men.
Yeah.
Where is he for all these X-Men movies? Why don't we
He
have
was very
Gambit?
briefly in one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in Wolverine Origins, and he was the kid from Friday Night Lights.
Huh?
And now he's going to be Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
No,
And he gets his own
no.
and he gets his own Gambit movie.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no. This is the worst news today.
I have seen like all the
Oh.
Wolverine origin movies just because, thanks Dad, because my dad loves them. And I'll go around to his, like, let's watch a movie.
I actually get quite a guilty pleasure out of Wolverine Origins, and I don't know why.
Did you see that one where he like fights some kind of crazy mecha samurai?
Oh, no, not the Wolverine. I like Wolverine
no,
Origins.
it's
It's so bad, but it's so good at the same time. Wolverine, I that was a one I was meant to go review, but I couldn't. I came out, I was like, I slept through half of that.
Oh, no.
I don't think I can
thought it
form
was
an
really
opinion.
fun.
I'll give the Wolverine this. It has the best after credit sequence out of any Marvel movie ever.
I can't remember the credit sequence.
There you go then. Shall we
Okay.
move
I
on?
didn't watch the
The other
credit
things
sequence.
you don't remember and you probably don't know because they're secret. They are secret life of pets.
Oh, that looks cute.
Yeah.
I will probably. I won't.
Yes, that is adorable and I like it. It has dogs and I love dogs, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's by Minion people. There are no kids in my life that I need to see this. I'm pretty sure I'll end up some point while it's on TV.
You know, you should check doesthedogdie.com before going in to watch a
I
Secret
want to,
Life
oh
of
my
Pets.
God.
Do any dogs die?
'Cause one of the dogs
Yes,
might
it's
die.
dog genocide. It's just dogs dying left and right. That's all this film is. It's canine carnage.
Oh, the secret life of pets. Okay.
It's not even out. No one's seen it. How would they know?
Nope. Secret life, secret death. The secret life of secret life. When good pets go bad, but no, nothing else.
Is that a movie where good pets
What
go
about
bad?
All Good Dogs Go to Heaven?
I love that movie so much I cried.
Because I think a dog dies pretty early on in that one.
Yeah, spoilers. hey, all dogs go to heaven.
Spoiler for a movie that's like 25 years old.
It's beautiful. I love all the old Don Bluth movies. They have like a quality to the art and the style and the colour and the light that is just unmatched in anything nowadays. Like Don Bluth was just like, oh, I love those films. I love them. And they were dark. I re-listened to some of the soundtrack of All Dogs Go to Heaven, and the songs are really, really like quite grown up.
I
and
think Monica
adulty.
needs an animation podcast.
Do you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is, she takes a breath for 1 second and I'm like, I'm gonna say something, and then she continues.
Shut up! I'm sending you elephant drawings. Look at the elephant. Stop being mean.
That elephant is adorable. You should send it to at a Fab Beasts, please.
Yeah, you said it's the Fabulous Beast Dudes.
Yes.
That does look like a very Winnie the Pooh-ish
That's
elephant.
'cause I like-
Yes. Send it to them and said while recording Geek Speak.
Yeah, but I didn't color the other one.
Well, come on, you have another 20 minutes that it takes us to get through another question.
Snap
You have-
to it.
Okay.
Okay, Justin Prince asks, and this is especially tailored for you, Coleman.
Yo.
How important is for you gals to have significant others who is significant other rather who is also inherently geeky?
Oh, my boyfriend's not geeky at all, so
He is manly
he's actually
and sexy.
he's actually pretty. I'm being Lauren again. He's actually pretty down to earth. Doesn't have any geeky qualities really. He's very smart though. And people should just send him money for no reason.
And that six
And
pack,
presents.
man.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And that six pack.
that's it. Shredded. You could grate cheese on those abs.
Oh yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, like I think one of the qualities we get along so well living together is just because we sort of I've been in relationships and moved in, or, you know, not just sort of like relationships, boy-girl relationship. I mean, like, you know, housemates and stuff. And you just move in and it's the merging of the belongings, like where they go around the house and all this kind of stuff. And then it becomes a bit of organized chaos. And with us, instead of being like, we're mixing the Batman comics and the Beatles records, collectibles or anything like that, it was just like, you got a load of geeky stuff. I got a load of geeky stuff. Let's just stick it everywhere and it looks great. And we're all pretty much like, we played pretty similar video games and we watch pretty similar TV shows and stuff. And if there's something she likes, then she'll introduce it to me. And, you know, there's a good 85% chance I'm going to like it or not. So yeah, I think it's pretty important. A lot of people like it the other way around, where they're so totally polar opposite that they get, you know, their own free time sort of thing.
Nah.
Yeah, we like kind of doing everything together and having all the same stuff and interests and things.
We're exactly the same. Like, mine is the heaps of geeky stuff because both of us just like chucked bin bags full of stuff when we first moved together. Because we really don't like clutter.
Plus, Ollie's got that whole raw animal sexual magnetism kind of thing. I don't think you got that.
He does.
It's all that rock licking that puts it on.
Yeah, but like we love sharing games, and like I got him into Pokemon and Monster Hunter, and he got me into like Call of Duty and Battlefield, and like actually helped me get better FPSs because I was pretty good at Halo. Like, I beat his ass on Halo a bit. That's how like the relationship kind of started at the beginning. We played Halo Reach, and because I mentioned it at the office, and he kind of on like my second day, he just like leaned over on his chair and went, "You like Halo?" You say Halo.
And that's how they knew they were in love.
You said you play Halo.
See, I think ours was more of a bond over Kevin Smith movies.
Yeah, like, I think geeky, because it's your passion, it's what you want to invest money in, you want to invest your time into, and if your partner just doesn't understand that you're super keen on this stuff, like, I think it's a shame, because, like, it's always great to have someone to play games with. It's like, oh, Division's coming out. It's like, cool, I know there will always be at least one person in a dark zone who will not shoot me in the face. Although, depends if I find a hat. It depends if I find a hat that he really likes. Because if I find a hat that he really likes, you know, all bets are off. No, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that.
It's not just games, it's the stupid stuff, like other things, like crazy t-shirts and watching movies and going on Valentine's to watch Deadpool, because why the hell not? I love Deadpool.
I think that's cool, you know, I have nothing against people going to see Valentine's Day. If that's what you're into, which neither of us are into Deadpool.
We're not going back to Deadpool, that was just an example.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I think as well, sort of, another, sorry to drag the conversation out, but as well as just interest as well, I mean, like, I've never ever been with someone so supportive of the things I like to do. So it may come as a bit of a shock, but I spend a lot of time either recording or editing podcasts. And then recently, and that doesn't leave me a lot of time to do other stuff. And it's pretty cool, like having a girlfriend that's like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I like what you're doing here. Or I play her something and she'll go, oh, that's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
And, or, you know, or she'll give me criticism if I need it. And then recently, like, on top of all that, I suddenly went, I'm going to start making cartoons. And I spend a lot of time making cartoons. But then she's the first one to see them, and she'll tell me if something's missing or if something's wrong, or
that's
you know,
really
that,
cool.
that kind of thing. And it's a really cool thing to have.
Oh, you guys, you're so cute. Yeah. So find geeky people. Geeky people need geeky people. And it is fun.
I think just find someone with similar interests to yourself.
Yeah.
If that's your bag.
I mean, look, geeky is everything that you feel passionately about, really. So as soon as you find someone who does share that with you, great.
Unless, like, your interest is hunting and killing humans, then you
Okay.
Yeah, maybe keep that to yourself.
Reasonable things. We're not killing puppies here.
Turn yourself
No,
in.
puppies!
Okay, and now that we're half an hour
Oh my god.
Or, pre-editing.
pre-editing, but still pretty much an hour. I think we gotta wrap it up. Anyway, I wanna say, who's doing the outro? Am I doing the outro? I guess I'm doing the outro. Okay, I'm doing the outro.
You started.
We could all do an outro each, and then the listeners can decide which is the best, and then I'll retroactively go in and edit the episode to put in the better one.
No.
Or we could all say exactly the same thing and time it exactly right, and it will all sound like we're one person with three voices. Yo.
Coleman.
Yes.
Shut up. So, that is the end of the episode, hopefully.
Oh, just one thing.
Oh, good God, shut up! You're worse than Tim. That's saying something.
Basically.
We want to say thank you to a couple of people that have been really nice to talk to us. And obviously thank you to everyone who sent us their questions. We love questions. And as you can see, we can go about forever talking about everything.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you, we record, well, nowadays we tend to record Wednesday, so if you tweet or leave enough questions on the forums before Wednesday, we might as well just do a listener's questions episode. You never know, it's gonna work out. But speaking of those wonderful people on the forums, big thank yous to Bleezy Boy, War Machine, and Boo Berserker. And also big thank you to wonderful people on the Twitter.
Yeah, so big shout out to at SOG True Believer, at Life Today Live,
Nelly.
at Will Drive, Nelly, Nelly or Ellie? What?
Nelly.
I'm really
Nelly at Life Today Live.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. She's awesome. She always puts really nice comments, and we like her.
She is awesome.
And at Will Driver 93, and at Diarmuid.
Diarmuid.
Underscore Diarmuid. I never know how to say that. Diarmuid_S.
Yep. No iTunes reviews this week, but we would love some, please. Whatever you think we deserve, we just like some stars and some comments and feedbacks, and they just help us and make us feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. Now, also a shout out to Tuesday and Tabletop, which happens every Tuesday on the Tabletop. Tuesdays are good days.
Can I shout out Thursday? Because that's when I record BRB UK. That's a pretty good day.
Coleman, shut up.
Okay.
Okay, every Tuesday, which are wonderful Tuesdays, we have an event in Dalston, London, in Barcode Loading. It's a board game night where it's free of entry, just buy drinks at the bar. We bring a new feature game every week, and if you play that game during the evening, you can enter into a free prize draw and have a chance to win the game at the end of the night. Sometimes we have people from Kickstarter like Fabulous Beasts who come and show their games that you can't play anywhere else at the time, or we have designers come show off the games that they're working off on other brand new games that are hard to find. It's all good fun, so please do come. Have I forgotten
And most
something?
times you can win a free game if you play games.
I did say that.
Oh, okay, I'll shut up then.
You weren't listening.
She's just not listening.
I was kind of zoning
She
out.
literally she just said it. She literally just said that.
Sorry, translation error.
Oh god.
the accent.
And shout out to Thursdays because Coleman is here.
Sorry, I can't get over shout out to days. Shout out to Mondays, making people miserable. Yeah.
Shout out to Fridays because Saturday is so much better. No one shout outs Wednesday.
Yeah,
because
Wednesday
Wednesday's
sucks.
just nothing.
Wednesday is like,
I know.
the week is not over yet.
I know, which is why we try and make it better by recording a podcast on a Wednesday, so then Coleman panics because he has to edit BRB Geek Speak, and then on Thursday he has to edit BRB UK, and it's But that's okay.
Plus, there's all the other podcasts that I do outside of BIB.
You do other podcasts?
They don't exist in my mind.
Why?
Yeah,
Do you just hate sleep?
I like podcasts.
Okay, if you're not tired of us yet, which I'm pretty sure you might be, you can also talk to us directly on the Twitters. I'm a DustyTube_.
I'm at Monica _ION.
I'm at the Phenomenal C. All
Yes.
one word, no underscores.
Yes.
I might change it soon though.
To make it Dammit Coleman.
Maybe.
Okay, good. And speaking of Dammit Coleman, Coleman is doing animations that he has mentioned about. They're called Press Start. You should check them out on YouTube channel called Dammit Coleman. But more importantly, you should go at the Phenomenal C and tweet at him demanding Geek Speak animations like right now. He's saying boobs are hard to do in pixel form, but trust me, they're not.
I'm going the Ubisoft route. Women are hard to create and animate. They're much more taxing than men, you know. Imagine all that in a French accent.
My excuse is I don't animate.
Yes.
There you go then.
Also, while I remember, next episode is gonna be our anniversary episode. We've been doing this disaster, if believe it or not, for 1 year. So it's gonna be a special episode. We might have a couple of surprises for you and a
Is it
couple
me?
of prizes. No.
You could be like, we've got a surprise for you. Ta-da.
Coleman?
It's
Grating
Coleman.
cheese on his abs. You're going to tell me to shut up, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Aww.
Yes, so we would love very much if you had any special questions for us for that episode especially, and in general, keep an ear out for it, because there'll be things and exciting things. Okay, can we get out of here? I'm tired of speaking. Yes, please, okay. So you make no sense anymore, Coleman.
Aww.
And for the 31st episode of BRB
For the
Geek
31st
Speak?
episode of Big Red Barrel's Geek Speak, for your geeky the nerds and needs and stuff.
Yeah, you still got it wrong.
Yeah!
Okay, bye!
Is that it?
Bye!
Bye.
We're so
Bye. Bye.
And butts.
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 You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarrel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarrel.com.
Hello and welcome to... F-
Can we have that in?
yeah, of course you can.